does it mean to you guys when I say a map is overrated? Personally, I think a map is overrated if the community has this super high opinion of it for one reason or another when there are some real big major issues and flaws with the map. Maybe there's major issues with the map that get ignored by the community, leads to it being seen as better than it actually was. What is up, everybody? Non-AI Jimmy. Today, I'm going to expose those. It's going to get very spicy in the comment section. I can feel it in my bones. Today, I'm going to give you my picks for the 20 most overrated maps in Call of Duty history. I'm going to upset some of you. I know that, but hey, we're still family, and at the end of the video, when it's all said and done, we're good, right? Drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed. We are on our way to 3 million subscribers. And at number 20, Drive-Thru. Yeah, this map was added as DLC to Modern Warfare 3 2023 as part of Season 6. Seemingly became one of the most popular original maps in the game, right? The theming, I'll call it interesting. Takes place in a creepy clown-themed drive-thru in Ohio, which was eerily similar to that one that Advanced Warfare had with the Clown Motel, right? But had a lot of issues with this map. It seems the community didn't agree with me. Now, I should start this by saying I'm a domination player at heart, so my issues might be limited to that mode. But I've always thought the placement of the Dom flag on this map was kind of BS and one-sided, especially with the dark lighting and the very, very exploitable spawns. I'll give Sledgehammer credit for the visual design of the map because it's creepy. The atmosphere is very, very creepy. I know that's what they were going for, but the actual gameplay of the map, I actually think it's pretty overrated. At number 19, Rio. Now, this one was one of the most popular original maps in Modern Warfare 3 2023, and while it definitely was a very pretty map, I never thought it was all that fun. It was added pretty quickly after the release of the game. It was also one of the first original maps to be added to the game at all, since all the launch maps in the game were remakes of Modern Warfare 2 2009. Maybe that's why people gravitated towards it as much as they did. Just something new. But when you compare Rio to other Sledgehammer maps, I don't think it's one of their best. Heck, I would say it's a B-tier Sledgehammer map overall. It's not a bad map. It's well designed, pretty decently well balanced, but with how many votes this map will get in a pregame lobby, I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm a domination player again, and the B flag on the map is BS as well in domination, so I guess it's possible it's just better in other game modes, but the amount of hype that this map gets from the Modern Warfare 3 community, I would expect more from Sledgehammer. At number 18, Stakeout. I know, everyone on X seems to hate Steakhouse, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't be getting brought back in Black Ops 7 if there wasn't a demand for it. It wouldn't have had its own 24/7 playlist in Black Ops 6 if there weren't a ton of people playing it. Frankly, I do see the appeal here because it's straightforward. Cool themes, spawns honestly aren't that bad for how small it is, but at the same time, it's not a well-designed or well-balanced map. You could definitely grind camos here in record time, I get that. And I guess there's a chunk of the community that just wants to get that stuff finished as quickly as possible, but at the same time, you could play a different map. Get good at the game, right? You'll finish the camos in a perfectly reasonable amount of time. Don't lie to yourself, okay? Don't. About how something like Stakeout is actually a masterpiece of a map and we just don't get it. There's no flow here. It's just a square-shaped map with super tight corridors where you shoot somebody every 2 seconds. That is it. To me, that is not good map design. To me, that's actually TikTok map design. At number 17, Meat. M-E-A-T, Meat. Another original Modern Warfare 3 2023 map that was one of the first original maps to be added to the mix, which I'm sure had some impact on how the community looked at it. Pretty fast-paced, tightly packed. I'll admit that it was pretty neat to see meat with Call of Duty, what took place in a meat packing plant, but it was always way too tight for my liking, and the spawns were a little ridiculous. I think if it was expanded just a little bit, a little more bloated, could have been good. Just a little chaotic for me. I don't think it's actually supposed to be this chaotic. With how fast the gameplay of Modern Warfare 3 was, I don't think Meat really played to the game's strengths. At number 16, Greenberg Hotel. Now, a lot of people seem to think this was one of the only good maps in Modern Warfare 2 2022, and a lot of people also seem to think this map was actually a really good Call of Duty map, even if it wasn't in Modern Warfare 2. Here's my theory for you guys. I think people only like this map because it was the only good map in Modern Warfare 2, and not because the map itself was actually good. I mean, let's be real here. Would this map be good if you put it in a game like classic Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, or would it be mid-tier in those games at best? And to prove my point, this map actually was brought back in Modern Warfare 3 2023, where it was pretty mid-tier. Greenberg Hotel just isn't a very good map. Even though it was the best map in Modern Warfare 2, that doesn't mean anything. That is not saying a lot. Modern Warfare 2 had some of the worst maps in COD history by a landslide on launch day. So of course, this one's going to stand out as being decent. There's no way you guys actually think this is a high-tier COD map, right? Right? At number 15, Farm 18. What a name. What a creative name. Another instance where I'm 100% convinced people only thought the map was good because it was in Modern Warfare 2, and it was slightly better than the garbage that was in the game at launch. That's harsh, I know, I'm sorry. Farm 18 takes place on an abandoned cement factory, and the layout is basically one central building with a ton of tight corridors and corners for camping, right? Then there's the streets that surround the main building, all of which have second-story windows to camp in. But for some reason, this was seen as one of the best maps in the game. I mean, I guess it was one of the best maps in that game because almost all the maps in the game were trash. We've already confirmed that, right? But when Farm 18 was ported into Modern Warfare 3, there were still some people who insisted it was one of the best Infinity maps of the last decade? Come on. I mean, I agree with all those people, I guess, because Infinity Ward also hasn't made a good game in the last decade. So, yeah. Either way, the map is crazy overrated. Come on. It's a C tier map. Maybe B tier if we're feeling generous. The only reason people liked it was because it was better than most of the other stuff on launch day. At number 14, I'm going to get some heat for this one from you OGs. WMD. I like WMD. It's one of my favorite maps in the original Black Ops. But why in the world does it keep getting remade over other bangers? Who is making the calls at Treyarch to keep bringing this map back instead of some of the great Black Ops Legacy maps that never have been remade a single time? WMD, it's pretty big. A lot of fun if you're a sniper. It's also one of the maps that's gotten worse with every remake because it doesn't play well with the modern movement mechanics and equipment. It was made for simpler times. And if you go back and play it on Black Ops 1, it's fun. I mean, I know it's a little slow paced, but it's a decent map. But why is it getting remade? Why are there people out there trying to argue it was an all-time great? I mean, even back in Black Ops 1, there were people saying it was an all-time great. I don't see that. It was fun. It was well-balanced. But all-time great? Come on. I mean, that's all coming from someone who loved Black Ops 1. Me. At number 13, I'm ready. Favela. I know. It's part of COD history. It's a gorgeous map. But is it a top 5 all-time map like people say? No, it's not. Heck, is it even a top 5 map in classic Modern Warfare 2? Honestly, depending on the day, I might say no. Favela could be certainly lots of fun if you are on the right side. There's so many BS camping spots, and when you look at it objectively, it shares a lot of qualities with some of the most hated Modern Warfare 2019 maps. I mean, think about it. Spawns that take you too far from the action, lots of camping spots, tons of random alleyways that you have to constantly check, lots of second-story windows for you to get picked off from. I know, some of you really love Favela. I think it was a good map overall, but for all the people who say it's one of the best maps in COD history, I don't agree with you. There's just too much going on, and I don't want COD maps to be super straightforward all the time, but I also don't want them to be this hectic either. There is a middle ground that a lot of great COD maps find. I just don't think Favela found it. At number 12, Fringe. This map debuted in Black Ops 3, and it was the sniper map of choice, and has since been remade, I think, once or twice. But I have to tell you, okay? I don't know why the map was such a fan favorite. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's nothing special. It's nice for sniping, and back in the Black Ops 3 days, there was some interesting wall running and trick shotting locations, but the remakes, especially? It's okay, decent mid-sized map, interesting sniping locations, but I can't tell you why it's become such a popular remake pick. Maybe it's the wide open middle lane that snipers like. Maybe it's the fact that flanking is kind of fun. I don't know. I just don't think it's a top tier pick. It's okay. At number 11, Stash House. As far as small chaotic COD maps go, this one's fine. Fine with an F. Not good, not bad, just fine. But with the way the Modern Warfare 3 2023 community raves about it, you would think it's a second coming of Firing Range or Raid, and you're wrong. I'll admit, cool concept of a map. Takes place in around a fancy house in California. Basically, it's a smaller version of Raid in terms of theming, but the spawns, they were so hectic because the map was so small, and once the kill streak started rolling in, call it a day. There's no way you're going to be able to make it out of the spawn in one piece, especially if you're playing something like Dom and actually trying to play the objective. Good freaking luck capturing the B flag here if there's any kill streak active. I mean, I guess you could get a lot of kills here, but that doesn't mean it's a good map. And like I said, this map is perfectly fine as far as fast, chaotic, small maps go, but I don't think it deserves a reputation that some of you give it. At number 10, Castle, the Vanguard version. Castle was one of the best maps in World at War. There is no denying that, and I will not argue with any of you. But in Vanguard, a lot of people seem to think it's a masterpiece, and I'm here to tell you, no, you're wrong. Frankly, I think the Vanguard version of Castle is a step backwards from the classic Castle simply due to how much faster the game plays. Vanguard, way faster movement, a much heavier reliance on full auto guns. World at War, significantly slower and more methodical game where about half the community was using semi-auto rifles and bolt actions. This map, it's well designed, but the flow is super different. My opinion, one step back. So yeah, I love World at War's Castle. I just don't get the hype around Vanguard's castle. And since we're on the topic of Vanguard maps, let's hate on it a little more. At number 9, Dome, the Vanguard version. Another case where a World at War remake didn't work for me in Vanguard due to how much quicker the game played and how much that kind of screwed with the way the original map was designed. Dome in World at War was the smallest map in the game. Very fast-paced compared to the rest of the maps in multiplayer, but when every map plays quickly and everyone is spamming machine guns and tac sprint, I'm done. Classic Dome was controlled chaos. Vanguard Dome, it's just chaos. I'm not a fan, frankly. I think this map was only popular in Vanguard because of the shipment effect. People wanted a map where they could level up and grind camos as quick as possible. They were willing to accept anything. At number 8, Express. Look, I love Express. It's one of the most unique maps in Black Ops history. I love how Treyarch threw the train in the middle of the map to really shake up the flow. But why is it coming back? Why is it such a fan favorite? I don't get it. I mean, it's cool. It's unique, kind of. But the layout, it's okay. The pace is kind of weird with how long and narrow the whole thing is. And that's not to say I don't have any nostalgia for the map, because I do. But for how often it gets remade and how many people say it's one of their all-time favorites, I don't understand the shining reputation here. It's a B-tier map. It's a B-tier map that gets treated like an S-tier one. At number 7, Estate. Now, it's funny to me because back in the classic Modern Warfare 2 days, I was there, were you? People were split on Estate. In Modern Warfare 3 2023 days, everybody loves it, even though it still has the same problems that it made it so controversial in the first place. Estate is still completely dominated by the building in the middle of the map. The spawn engine decided to start putting you and your teammates there. You basically won the map for free, and yeah, that was really fun if you were the ones getting the lucky spawns. But if you're on the other team, that was frustrating. I just don't think a map with such massive issues like that should be seen as an all-time great. It was fun at times, but it was super unfair at other times, and I think that makes it overrated. At least in the modern COD community. Back in the OG days, we were all pretty unified on this map, but after Modern Warfare 3 2023, the community seems a bit more forgiving. I'm not sure why, because none of the problems were actually fixed. Who remembers the blow-up doll in the bathtub Easter egg? At number 6, High Rise. This may get me some heat in the comments, but you guys know me. I'm going to say what I feel. What I feel is, despite the amazing visuals, the awesome vibes, High Rise has always been a bit of an overrated map because there's always been huge problems with it. They were never addressed. The layout is honestly great, but the issue is the spawn logic and the sight lines. You can lock on the other team in their spawn for minutes at a time without trying. And since basically all the map is exposed from the top, that means aerial streaks can completely dominate, so whoever gets a chopper gunner first wins the whole match. Now I know, there's some iconic aspects of the map, and there are certainly some all-time great COD moments here, but the map itself is frequently called one of the best in COD history. I don't agree. It was fun, but it was also super exploitable, and not in a way that made it fun for everyone. Plenty of maps in COD history have exploits, but those exploits have made the experience more fun across the board. High Rise, very one-sided. I think that needs to be remembered when we talk about how great or not so great it was. Now we arrive at the top five. AI Jimmy wouldn't say five. At number 5, Shoot House. Look, this map just isn't good. I'm glad it was added to Modern Warfare 2019, the last great modern Call of Duty, and it definitely saved the 6v6 mode in the game, but if you were put Shoot House in a game like Black Ops 2 or classic Modern Warfare 3, nobody would say it's one of the best maps in the game. I think people have such a high opinion of it because it was a massive change of pace for a terrible game, Modern Warfare 2019. It was by far one of the best maps in the game, but is that saying a lot? The map itself, pretty massive issues. Weird spawn points, wide open middle lane, just encouraged Timmy to camp in the deep corners by the B flag, that also just encouraged Timmy to camp. Yeah, faster pace than other Modern Warfare 2019 maps, but that's because other Modern Warfare 2019 maps were complete freaking snooze fest. Shoot House, overrated. You're not going to convince me otherwise. At number 4, the Haus. This was the Vanguard equivalent of something super fast and small, and it was remade Modern Warfare 3 2023 so you could run at each other over and over again in a modern setting instead of World War II. Frankly, I think Haus is one of the worst chaotic 6v6 maps in COD history. It feels like a map that was designed in 20 minutes to fill the space on launch map lineup day. 3 lanes right next to each other. Very few opportunities for strategy or flanks. You just spawn on one side, you pick a lane, you run at the enemy team, you die, and you do it again. Is that fun? I mean, I remember when the chaotic maps in COD games would have some more verticality to them or have more interesting flanking routes. But Haus, it's so straightforward that I'm surprised people actually like it as much as they do. I've even seen people say this is one of the best chaotic COD maps of all time. And I have to ask those people, did you start playing in 2020? At number 3, Rust. Okay, let me take a breath. Iconic 1v1 map. I will never deny that. But as a 6v6 map, I don't really understand why people get so excited to play because, come on, it's complete nonsense. Yeah, it's not as nonsensical as other 6v6 maps, and I guess that's worth something, but I don't know why we've all seemingly convinced ourselves that Rust is great in any environment other than 1v1. The fact that the entire map can be locked down by 1 or 2 people at the top and the middle structure, that's a huge design oversight. And if you get your team standing in the right spots, you can just spawn trap the entire team for free and turn the match into an instant blowout. Yes, it's an iconic map, and yes, there was amazing 1v1 memories here, but 6v6, overrated. At number 2, Nuketown. You knew this was going to be top 3. Heck, some of you probably thought it was top 1, and I get it. I'm with you. Nuketown, revolutionary when it was introduced in the original Black Ops. Ton of fun. And when it was remade and improved in Black Ops 2, ton of fun. But ever since then, we got tired, especially now that we get multiple versions of it every single new COD game for some reason. Why do we need a daytime Nuketown, a nighttime Nuketown, a winter Nuketown, and a weed-themed Nuketown? Why can't we just design some new fast-paced 6v6 maps that don't span the same layout over and over again? And why do we keep bringing back Nuketown but not fixing some of the problem areas that everyone knows about because the map has been remade 54 times? So guess what? Despite how tired everyone gets of Nuketown every single year, it's always the most popular map in the game because there's lots of people who insist it's peak Call of Duty when in reality, they just want to get as many kills as possible so they can get their camos and not actually grind the game. Speaking of which, at number 1 today, the most overrated map in COD history, Shipment. Same thing. Awesome when it was first introduced, and the COD World War II remake was actually a nice improvement. But ever since then, the map has been a complete mess, and yet there's still a ton of people in the COD community who insist, Jimmy, it's the best way to play. The layout, I mean, it keeps getting dumber. The spawns get worse, and I don't have any idea why the developers refuse to bring back the original 2007 layout that was objectively more balanced. I mean, I do know why they won't bring that layout back, because the map exclusively appeals to camo grinders and XP farmers now, but there's no strategy on Shipment anymore. There's not supposed to be any strategy on Shipment anymore, right? I mean, despite these intentionally being no strategy involved maps, I mean, there will still be people trying to tell you it's a good map. You just need to get better at the game to appreciate it. No. I won't appreciate it, and I probably won't get better at the game either. Old Shipment was better. Everyone who actually played on Old Shipment knows it, and they're with me, and we band together as a group against all of you. Modern Warfare 2019 is the best modern COD people. Every version of Shipment post Modern Warfare 2019 has been just overrated trash. And that's how I'm going to end this, on a really negative note. I truly appreciate you guys every single day. I read every single comment on every single video, and I'll see you soon.